What was one of the more beautiful things you saw in Mongolia?
Oh wow. Oh wow. Woo. I think the way the community works. There in the East Taiga, there are 11 families or 21, 11 families, I think. There are 300 people altogether in the East and West Taiga. They're two separate groups. And so they all live in teepees. So when you ride the horse in, first you see the reindeer, which is just amazing. And then you see all the teepees or orts on the against the mountains. The mountains are beautiful. The land is beautiful. And then when you just stay there and hang out, they just go from one to the other. And like the men are out in the pasture, nomading, being herders with the animals, and the women, they're like they have a crank sewing machine, and and they make things and they fix the drum for the shaman or but they all work together, and it's like they all hear the same note, I would say. They're just so harmonious with each other. I'm not saying they don't argue or get angry or all that kind of stuff, but they just are so connected with their horses and reindeer also, and the land. The land, according to them, has spirits. So this river has this spirit. They have names for the river spirits and name for the mountain spirits, and they're just everything is connected. I think that's the thing that's most beautiful to me.
Yes, I think that is absolutely such a gorgeous way of being, and to to every day wake up, live your day, go to sleep, dream, just knowing that you're part and parcel. You're like one cog in this gorgeous machinery of like the rivers can be your friends, the clouds can be
Yeah.
your friends. I mean, it's just a more, I don't know, it's a more gorgeous way of being, frankly, because who doesn't want to have a river who's a friend, or a
Yeah,
tree, or
right.
it's
Yeah.
it's just to feel that you are part of something that's so beautiful. I think can be such a gorgeous thing for your heart and your soul to
Yes.
comprehend.
Yeah. And I
So
think I opened this movie with ceremony. It's funny we keep going back to that one, but Sanja, no, Sanja, I'm talking to him, and he says the way you walk on the earth is how the spirits know who you are. Like as your feet touch the earth, they know exactly who you are.
I think that's beautiful because just yesterday I went for a walk in the park and I brought a little bag and I picked up garbage. So I think I maybe got a few points yesterday. I mean, it's not entirely altruistic because my mom said, "Why do you go to that park all the time and walk in that circle?" And I said, "That's why I pick up the garbage because it makes it more like a treasure hunt and it makes it more exciting." Plus, I actually do have this thing about picking up garbage when I go places. It's like this, not an obsession, close to it, but I just think to myself, why isn't anybody else picking up garbage? And I want to make this world more beautiful. And if this is like a small way I can do it, then
My
I'm
mother always did that. My mother always picked up garbage wherever she walked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's
an
very
easy
nice.
act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still get your walk,
Yeah.
but you know you're making the world beautiful. So, um, well, I would love to hear any and all stories that you have to share about anything magical or miraculous you may have participated in or witnessed or just embodied in your life. I'd like to hear anything. I have plenty of time, so please don't feel rushed.
Okay.
I'd like to hear whatever you have to share.
Okay. Oh, every single thing, like the movie. I've also written two books, and it was the same thing. Just here it is, dude.
I love that.
My latest book is called Marrying Mongolia. It's about how everything that I did, like I was a hippie in the 60s, and I lived in I lived in a tent while we built a house on some land in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. So we lived without electricity and running water and telephone then. And I had a home birth in the house that we built. So on and on, my whole life has been this way. But it seems like everything that has happened, and I've done so many different things. Like I've done pottery, been a teacher, I've been a nurse, I've been a healer. All that stuff has fed into what I needed to do in Mongolia because those people are so holistic. They're not breaking down when you're a herder and nomadic herder. You're not breaking down the parts. You're not. It's all connected. That's what I said in the beginning. The connection is so important, and so I needed everything. I need everything when I go there because everything, they're used to everything being connected. I don't know why. I just got this vision of my first movie, Gobi Women's Song. The second year I went to shoot that movie, we went into the people's land where they lived and took care of the animals. And it was like 100 degrees, seriously, no shade, no nothing. And they were making felt on the ground in the Gobi Desert. So they would collect all this felt, all this wool from the sheep, and they had a piece of canvas underneath on the ground, and they would each take a clump of put it down and pat it next to each other, overlapping. It was about as big as it was about 15 by 15 feet, well, big. And the whole community was doing this. Then they pour water over it and pat it down more. And then they put another piece of canvas on the top. They rolled it up and tied it together. So it was a big round thing about this big. And they pulled it in back of a camel for a couple hours. Because for felt, you need to have heat, you need to have water, and you need to have agitation. And just watching them do that, I could barely be there 5 minutes. It was so hot, but they did it. It was great. I mean, I don't know why I just came up with that, but that was just a picture that whew, just that picture of them putting it down, just the men and the women, the whole community putting it down and creating this puffy little thing and putting water on it. And anyway, yeah, that's just sort of an image that gives you a sense of how they work together.